guys, John here. Just wanted to first of all wish you guys a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve right now as I'm filming this. I wanted to show you guys this project I have, which anybody that has watched the channel recognizes what this is. This is my Tamiya CC-01. This was my second hobby grade RC car. It was in several videos. First of all, it was a Jeep Wrangler YJ body style. Then it was a Subaru Brat, which actually, if you look over here, that's the Brat body that was on it. It's now on my Clodbuster. After I shot the Journey to the Lake film with my buddy David, he was the one that had the Toyota Hilux truck. He got rid of the Hilux. He traded it for a 5th scale buggy. I took this in and I stripped it down for something. I can't remember what it was that it needed now. I have no idea what it was. I can't remember why I stripped it down. But I ended up stripping it down, and for some reason I thought that I didn't really have many of the parts left to rebuild it, which I was wrong apparently, because I got tired of looking at it and thinking about it and just wanted to make it work again. And I started gathering pieces up and putting pieces together, and I basically built a roller just yesterday. A couple of things I had to do. I'm kind of looking back in the camera viewfinder here as well, just to see how well we can see it. These upper 4 links are technically the bars themselves, are Traxxas Nitro Stampede camber links. They were from my very first hobby grade RC car. The rod ends are the steering mechanism leftovers from that thing. One thing I did as well, I rebuilt the bracket here for the servo setup. This was C-channel aluminum. I cut off the edge, cut it really crooked as you can probably see. I cut off the leg here, I guess you'd call it, and custom fit it to hold a servo. Made notches to clear these screws that I believe hold the front shocks. Yeah, they hold the front shocks on. This actually works. I tested this. It is still, I mean, for the most part, it's a roller. I have an ESC motor setup in mind already. It's going to be pretty fun. But I have plugged everything in and tested it just to see if it works, which it does. Let me get it hooked up here. Trying to remember what channel 1 is on this old 2215 receiver. This is the 27 megahertz old school style. I believe that's a battery port. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And then the transmitter that we're using is the corresponding 27 megahertz Traxxas model, an old TQ3. This came from my old Nitro Stampede. There's also, I think, videos of that thing. I didn't really get a whole lot of videos of that before it just got completely wasted and worn down, but I think there are some videos of that. So that's on. That's on. We have steering. This steering setup, it works okay. I mean, it is a solid axle style steering setup on independent suspension. So there are some issues. You can see that when it turns this way, see how it kind of pulls it tight into the servo, and it makes this chassis squat. Until I come up with a better way of doing that, that's just kind of going to be the way it is. I believe to one of these, there's a bad bump steer. I think, yeah, it's that side. It kind of steers out a little bit. Just the way it is. That's just the design. Because this setup doesn't have any pivot in the middle, that's just what it's going to do. I may eventually redesign it so that I have a servo save or a servo horn coming off, having one link this way, one link that way. We'll see. But for now, I mean, it works. It'll get it going. I'm very excited to get it running. It does need a couple things. It needs the proper screw in this C-hub up here where it goes through to the bearing carrier. That's just a screw that's just kind of sitting there to keep it from flexing too much. See, it's still pretty loose. I also need a 16 tooth Tamiya pinion. Tamiya uses a weird metric pitch on their pinions, so nothing really fits it. I also need, I don't know how well this is going to focus. It probably won't. No, it won't. I also need to pull this pinion gear off. This grub screw got stripped. I tried to drill it out, no luck. I'm going to have to take the motor plate off and cut this one off. But that's no big deal. That's easy enough. I will try to get some more video in once I start working on it a little bit more and kind of get it all back together. And I'll also try to get some test shots. I think it'll be kind of fun. The brushless 3500 kV 4-pole system is so overkill for the CC-01, but I think it's just going to make it that much more fun. Once again, probably one of those things you won't be able to see too well, but there's a spot for 16 tooth and a spot for 20 tooth pinions. I was considering running the 20 tooth, but I want a little bit of torque, and I do want to be gentle and not blow up the CC-01. So I think the trick once I get it completed is to gear it down and be very careful with it. But it should be fun. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you are not already subscribed and you liked what you saw, please do so. And as always, have a nice day.